welcome to another episode of Mad Mondays with Patrick and Celeste.
Where our Mondays are so mad that we have to broadcast on Thursdays.
That is right. So we had a bit of an exciting week last week, broadcasting down at Macca's in Moseley Square, Glenelg. Went well, had a few stars to interview and
We did.
Fitness
Personal trainer, yeah.
fitness.
It's good to have those boys down for a chat.
So we'll hopefully be doing that once every few months or a couple of months. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Also got some other exciting news. We are now the new presenters of Glenelg Football Club's Tiger Tube.
Yeah, very exciting. Very excited to be on board with that.
Looking forward to that for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's it. Should be good fun. Looking forward to it.
So we'll start off with some semi-breaking news.
Yes, well, as of this morning, the Adelaide 36ers have told Marty Clark that he will be no longer required as their senior coach. So, bad news for him. So, obviously, following the good news yesterday that the Scouts SA and SA Church Basketball were announced as the new owners of the Adelaide Arena. So, securing the long-term future of the 36ers and the Lightning. But now following up with some bad news with the sacking of Marty Clark and his assistant coach Mark Radford as well. So
effective immediately.
Effective immediately, I believe. So bad news for him. But I think Adelaide 36ers have finished towards the bottom the last couple of years. So I think it's something that needed to happen second. I think just to mix it up a little bit. And now with obviously the new owners of the Adelaide Arena, I think it's a good time to sort of turn over a new page and
start afresh.
Yeah, start afresh. Exactly right. So
I heard, Red Brantmar, maybe.
Well, that'd be good to have him back down in Adelaide as the coach, the beloved ex-captain who took him to all those premierships back in the 90s. So yeah, it'd be good to see him come back.
We haven't talked about tennis for a while, so got a little bit of tennis news. Sam Stosur is through to the third round of the Family Circle Cup in the USA. She cruised through her second round match in straight sets, won 6-1, 6-2 in just over an hour and 13 minutes, so done and dusted, too easy. And Caroline Wozniacki is also through to the third round, easy, also straight sets win. And Pat Rafter has told Bernard Tomic he still has to prove his commitment to Davis Cup. So a spot in September's World Group playoffs is still on the line. So he's got to smarten up and hopefully be ready for that.
Still going on. I thought they'd resolved that already.
No, I reckon it was till April, I think, his ban was, and then they were going to go from there.
Yeah.
So, also in the Davis Cup team is Leighton Hewitt, Marinko Matcevic, and Matthew Ebden.
So I've got some good young names in there. So
they haven't been in the top 16 since 2007. So hopefully,
you've got some good tennis players. I can't see how they wouldn't be in there. Like, with Bernard Tomic and Matcevic as well. It's got some good young players coming through. So I guess in the next couple of years, hopefully see those blokes force their way back into the top 16. So fingers crossed for them.
Some Australian names.
Yeah, well that's it. It'd be nice. So
have we got some soccer news?
We do. Yesterday, Adelaide United announced some exciting news, announcing a new sponsor. Yes. So after Unleash Solar went into liquidation earlier in the year, still owing Adelaide United $220,000. Yesterday they announced a new $1 million sponsor, Clean Energy Enterprises. So that's good news for Adelaide United. So that's effective immediately. So they'll have their new playing strip on Sunday in their final against the Brisbane Roar here. So if you're around the place, get down and have a look at that at Highmarsh Stadium on Sunday. So should be good. Should be a good game. So fingers crossed for the Reds that they can get through to the next round and force their way.
Shirt, new attitude.
Well, that's it. They've been playing some not too bad as soccer, obviously, if they're in the finals. But as of late their performances have been slipping a little bit, but hopefully they can bounce back and have a few wins and get through the GF in a couple of weeks' time. So fingers crossed for the Reds.
What have you got next for us? Cricket?
Yes, cricket news. There's always something happening in cricket. So yesterday the selection panel announced the Cricket Australia contracts. So they announced 20 players that would be contracted by Cricket Australia for the coming season. So obviously very important stage with back-to-back Ashes series coming up, one in England and one in back here. So they've a couple of shock selections and shock omissions as well. Obviously the Ricky Ponting and Michael Hussey obviously left off after retirement, but David Hussey unfortunately missing out on a contract this time round. He's 35 years old, and they're looking for sort of with the World Cup coming up in 2015 and the one days, they're sort of looking for a fresh new side for that, and obviously crucial Ashes series coming up. I think they're looking for some blokes that have sort of cemented their spot in the last couple of seasons, so obviously overlooking him. But also you've got Jackson Bird, Moses Henriquez, Usman Khawaja and Steve Smith also missed out on contracts. So, but I guess there's also some good news for players like Glenn Maxwell and Clint McKay who've been given a contract. So, and also good to see South Australian Phil Hughes back on the list as well. So that's good for him. So we've got George Bailey, Michael Clark, Ed Cohen, Patrick Cummins, Xavier Doherty, James Faulkner, Brad Haddon, Ryan Harris, Ben Hilfenhaus, Philip Hughes, Mitchell Johnson, Nathan Lyon, Glenn Maxwell, Clint McKay, James Pattinson, Peter Siddle, Mitchell Stark, Matthew Wade, David Warner and Shane Watson are the 20 contracted players. So a few receiving a bit of a bonus as well, with Mitchell Stark I think being one of those players for his performance over the last season. He's been awarded by being paid a little bit extra cash, so that'll be good for him. Good. Yeah, that's it. So so it'll be an interesting couple of months, obviously following the nightmare tour of India. Hopefully the Aussie cricket team can sort of follow up with some better cricket in the Champions League trophy coming up in the next couple of months, and then the back-to-back Ashes series. So fingers crossed for the Aussies.
The netball started on the weekend?
Yes.
Round 1. Thunderbirds are lost?
I believe so. Lost the Vixens?
Yes.
Yes. 14 goals, I think, over in Melbourne.
Yeah, they weren't too impressed with it.
No.
And round 2 coming up, they will play... round 3. They'll play the Southern Steel over in New Zealand.
I think 36 is the Thunderbirds had a win first round, I think. So I think they're 1-1 at the moment. So it's not all bad news, I guess, for the Thunderbirds. But I think they've got a tough ask this week. I think the goal shooter for the Steel is fairly handy. I think, from what I've heard.
Yes, she is.
So tough ask, especially over there in New Zealand as well. But fingers crossed, the Thunderbirds have got a reasonably good side, so hopefully they can go across and get themselves a win.
And then third round is back in Adelaide against... round 4, back in Adelaide against the West Coast Fever. So if you're around, go 14th of April. Go down there and have a look Sunday.
Get around it, always good to support the local teams. So, now...
Yes, I think it's time.
It's your favourite time, isn't it?
Footy time.
Well, both our favourite times, really. Footy time. That's it. It's been all happening. Round 1's finally over. It seems like it's been going on for ages.
Yeah.
So, obviously all the AFL wrapping up the first round on the weekend. So, we got...
Where should we start? I think Nathan Buckley, his controversial comments.
Yeah, that's probably a good place to start, yeah.
He made comments in a press conference after their match against the Kangaroos on Sunday. He said the incident between Lindsay Thomas and Ben Reid was off the ball and unprovoked, and the AFL will hold Thomas accountable for his actions. Which, big call.
didn't really think there was that much in it, really, to
Watching the
tell the
video,
truth.
it looked like just a shepherd, but I suppose we weren't there. We weren't in the thick of it.
It was kind of off the ball. I can see where Buckley's coming from, but at the same time, Lindsay Thomas got off, didn't get suspended or anything. So obviously the AFL's viewed it as not being that big of a problem. So
But he has since apologised to Thomas, and he called both Thomas and the Kangaroos coach Brad Scott for making the remarks. So it's good to see.
Yeah, that's it. He's a smart bloke, Buck, so I'm pretty sure he would have realised that he'd made a mistake as soon as he said it, and would have obviously got straight on the phone and called Lindsay and Scotty and fixed it all up.
Good to see one of the Adelaide teams having a win.
Yes.
Against Melbourne Sunday afternoon. Unfortunately for Melbourne, the supporters started booing the players after their loss. It's sad to see. You don't want that from your supporters.
Nah, you don't. You don't like it happening to anyone. And it's hard. Like, it's only first game.
Yeah.
Port have had a pretty good off season and look like they're going to play some good footy this year. So it's not like they were playing a dud team or anything. So I don't quite understand it. Although it was 70 odd points, I still don't. Yeah, I still don't see that. You never boo your own players off the field, no matter how badly they've played. Like, it's just not on.
And I was watching St Kilda and Gold Coast.
Yeah,
what a game!
It was a very good game. It was a bit of a shock, but good on the Gold Coast. Gary Ablett, how good is he?
Out of control.
He is just a freak.
You can't describe how good that was. That was just amazing.
Such a good win. It'll do wonders for their confidence as well. That young Gold Coast team, obviously up and coming. So
I wonder how many people got that tip right. Did we? I don't think.
No, I don't think we picked that. No, the footy tips. Everyone would have stuffed up on the footy tips this weekend. I reckon I only got 5. So I think it was a bit of a strange round, obviously, but. And GWS also pushed Sydney as well. They were leading at one stage in the second quarter, GWS, and it was a pretty scrappy game. But GWS were in the lead at one stage, but Sydney managed to sort of overpower them and come back. So
might give Port a run for their money this Saturday.
Well, they beat them last year. Yes. That was what cost Matty Primus his job. So
right.
It'll be interesting to see how they go this week. And obviously, it'll be a bit more emotion charged for Port Adelaide this game as well, with the Port Adelaide nominating this home game this Saturday night as a tribute to John McCarthy.
It's nice, but it's going to be a very hard game. Hopefully, it doesn't affect them too much beforehand. But
that's it.
It's nice to see.
I guess you can look at it from it could either work well in their favour, or it could work against them and take their mind completely off the job. But
in their favour, I think.
I think so. And they're professional footballers, so
they've got people to deal with their mental states.
Yeah, exactly. So I think.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think they're going to have like video tributes, and they're going to have a 1-minute silence before the games, both teams, and both teams will be wearing black armbands as well. So good to see GWS getting involved in that as well. So. Should be a good night at the footy at Amy Stadium. So
I won't be working.
No.
But, would have been good to be there to get the atmosphere and whatever.
If you're a Port supporter, or even if you're not a Port supporter, just a footy supporter in general, get down and have a look. I think it should be a good game, and obviously be good to have as many people down there to celebrate John McCarthy as possible.
Yes.
So.
What other games have we got?
Well, this weekend, or do we want to go to Jeff Kennett's comments?
Yes. Okay, sorry, yep.
We had Geelong having their 10th win in a row over Hawthorn on Monday.
I was watching the end of that.
Good game, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's almost like the West Coast Sydney rivalry from a couple of years ago, back when they were in their primes. It's such a good rivalry. They've both got such good teams. And obviously playing a couple of grand finals against each other, the rivalry's just got even more intense. And now with this hoodoo that the Hawthorn have got, but Jeff Kennett, the ex-president of Hawthorn, came out and said that on Melbourne radio that Alistair Clarkson should either retire at the end of the year or be sacked, which he's since apologised for, but I think a bit out of line.
Moral of the week, think before you speak.
Well, that's it.
Heat of the moment, just sit back and rethink what you're going to say.
Yeah, well, that's it. Alistair Clarkson's done wonders for Hawthorn, and he's still got 2 years to go, so this year and next year left on his contract, and he's come out and said that, it's probably, if he doesn't win a premiership in the next 2 years, then he will think about retiring, stepping aside, which is probably a fair call, but I think at the moment... You don't
want to hear that round one of a new season.
That's it. And it'll be interesting. And you don't want unsettling with the coach as well when you've got blokes like Buddy Franklin who are in the middle of contract negotiations or non-contract negotiations.
And it's not like Geelong are a bad side. They didn't lose to a bad side.
Not at all. Not at all. Geelong are playing some good foot. Well, they've been playing good footy for a while on our side. 10 years? Yeah, well, that's it. So... yeah, but this round.
Yes.
Should we go this round? Have a look at this round. So it all starts tomorrow night. St Kilda and Richmond at the MCG. So that should be a good match. Yeah. Who do you reckon?
I think I'm going to go Richmond.
I think I'm with you there. Richmond played some good footy against Carlton last week, so I think Richmond will be up and about. Yeah. Then Saturday we've got Sydney and Gold Coast at the SCG. Ooh.
Yeah. Have to second guess now.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I think I'll just have to go with Sydney.
In Sydney, yeah, I think so. The Bulldogs and Fremantle or Etihad. Well,
Fremantle.
If you had asked me that last week, I would have said Fremantle easy. But after the Bulldogs played so well against Brisbane last week, not so sure. Fremantle, I think you got to go Fremantle. They played some good footy against West Coast a couple of weeks ago, so. Brisbane and Adelaide up in the Gabba.
Oh, tough. Brisbane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Crows. Bit biased, but I still think that Brisbane
bounced back after the loss.
Yeah, bounced back after the loss, and Brisbane.
But so were they.
Well, that's it, and up there, I guess. But still going to go the Crows. I'm going to back them in. When?
Yeah.
Saturday, it's a twilight game, so Saturday afternoon. Then we've got Essendon and Melbourne at the MCG on Saturday night.
Oh, Essendon.
Yeah, we're watching them the other week.
No
they just look good.
Is that a certainty? Are we bringing out the certainty card?
I think that'd have to be the certainty card, I reckon. Well, then again, after last week, I don't think anything's a certainty, so...
We'll see.
We might keep the certainty card in the back pocket for a couple of weeks just until things are settled down a bit, I think. Then we've got Port Adelaide and GWS on Saturday night here, so I think Port Adelaide will get up comfortably in that. Sunday we've got Geelong and North Melbourne at Etihad. Scott Brothers.
Yeah. Geelong.
Yeah, I think you're on the money there. Collingwood and Carlton.
Big
Malthouse
game.
and Buckley.
Big game.
Yeah.
Tough. Oh, I think I'm going to have to say Collingwood.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. I think Collingwood have got a good side at the moment. And Carlton have got a few injuries this week as well. So I think Eddie Betts is out with the busted jaw and Sean Hampson with appendicitis, I think.
Yes.
I believe. So that's two big losses for them. And then to round out, we've got West Coast and Hawthorn at Pattinson Stadium over in the west. So that's a twilight game. So that'd be another big game.
Maybe. Oh, it's tough. Draw.
Draw, yeah, okay, draw. Tough one. Hawthorn, West Coast have had the wood over Hawthorn over there recently, so leaning towards West Coast, but I think I might tip Hawthorn, I reckon. I'm going to stick with Hawthorn. They've got some good players, and I don't expect blokes like Buddy and Jared Ruffhead to have 2 bad weeks in a row. And Sam Mitchell having some good form last week. He played pretty well in the game on Monday, so... and also there's Bradley Hill as well, who's a young recruit for Hawthorn, had a really good first quarter on the weekend, so a new exciting player to look out for. So he's also a dream team roughie. So if you're looking for rookie pickup than Bradley Hill.
Bradley Hill. Well, I might. Speaking of Dream Team, join the code.
Yeah, jump on board.
We've only got 4 or 5 of our own friends in the league. So if you join, it's 2. Can't remember the code. 604549.
Yeah. So if you're still looking to jump in on Dream Team, it's not too late. So jump in and make up a team. Although it started the
cut-off's tomorrow.
Yes.
263749.
Yeah.
Is the code.
Yes.
2 different codes, so whichever code you'll get in. Don't be like me and get to your midfield and have spent all your money. Try and be a bit pace yourself, but yes, good luck everyone.
Yes.
Patrick's on top at the moment, so we want to knock him off top spot.
Good luck.
So anyone can get involved with that. But closer to home,
local
exciting,
footy.
like we mentioned at the start of the show, Tiger Tube will be at trainings, maybe at games, I assume at games, interviewing players. Our first trial, first edition of Tiger Tube was yesterday. We interviewed the coach, so that was exciting.
Yeah, it was
good to meet a few people and get our names out there, so that's exciting. We'll be there for the whole season. Yeah,
so and also big game this Saturday night as well down the Bay as well. So if you're a Bay supporter or you're around the Bay area, get down to Glenelg Oval. I think it's a
night game.
Or is it night game? Yep. So 6:30. So it starts at 6:30. So get down and watch the Tigers versus the Redlegs.
Yes.
So both teams coming off wins in round 1. Redlegs 76-point win against Port Adelaide, and Glenelg a 29-point win over South Adelaide. So both in some good form, and the Redlegs are premiers from last year. So yeah, get down if you're around the Bay Area on Saturday night. Get down and have a look. So
and if you're interested in becoming a member of Glenelg, they're looking to make a target of 3,000 this season. It's almost halfway there, so there's different packages available. Do you want to tell us about those?
Yeah, so the big package is the ultimate package, which is $345.
Yep.
It gets you a photo with the team.
Yes.
It also gets you a signed Guernsey.
Yes, and there is a core pack that they offer to all members, and then the prices and other special things are added onto that. So in the core pack, you just get a badge, a sticker, fridge magnet, annual report, a loyalty card which gives you 10% discount on food and drinks at the Bay Bar and Bistro, and if you want to buy any merchandise, you get 20% discount off of that, plus a few other things. So then there is the next package, which is the gold for the season.
$180, I believe.
Yep, and $120 for concession.
And then the home match package, which is $125 for adults or $75 for kids. Then the supporter pack, which is $50.
You get a double pass to one home match plus the core pack that I mentioned before. And yeah, so any of those, the information is on the website glenelgfc.com.au, so you can look that up. I think that's all we've got time for.
I think just about. So so thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mad Mondays with Patrick and Celeste. You're listening to us through Oz Sports Online or through Spreaker, and you can check us out on our Facebook page, Mad Mondays with Patrick and Celeste, or check us out on Twitter at Mad Mondays 13. You can also check us out on the Glenelg Football Club website in the next couple of weeks with our Tiger Tube as well. So, and also membership with the Glenelg Footy Club if you're interested. That phone number again is 829 45 333. So get on board the Glenelg Tigers. So hopefully might see you down the Bay this Saturday night, or it's one of the upcoming AFL games. might see
Yes.
Celeste working.
If you recognise us, come up, say hello, give us your feedback. We'd love to hear it.
That's exactly right. Always happy to hear what you guys think, and we're always happy to put some new sports on as well. But yeah, as we said, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Yeah. Thanks.